All right, well, we're in week number 14. So, right now, what we're going to do is we're going to show you all the scores from the last week. And every week, every score that you see is a game over, really, a season ending score for a lot of teams. But let's go through this. It's going to be a long week, but let's go. Kent beat Buffalo 31-21. Both are below 500. Sam Houston beat Nevada 31-17. Nevada both under 500. Nebraska beat Iowa. Iowa's under 500. Nebraska 7-5. Ball State 3-9. Ohio wins 38-14. Ohio's 4-8. Ball State's 3-9. Kansas State loses to Tulane. Both teams are 6-6, 4-4, but Tulane beats Kansas State. Colorado beats Oklahoma State. Who knows about Colorado? As Colorado's 10-2, but they beat a bunch of nobodies. Purdue beat Indiana, upset Indiana, and Purdue 31-24. Purdue's 500, Indiana 7-5. In the game that we showed, Michigan beat Ohio State 20-17. Michigan undefeated. Ohio State, let's see where they go. Western Michigan loses to Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan 4-8. Western Michigan 5-7. Georgia Southern 62-34 over App State. Georgia Southern 7-5. App State is 5-7. Clemson beat South Carolina, and what a heck of a game. Clemson might go to the playoffs. Let's see, 39-36. You just saw Texas A&M take care of Texas at home. Let's see what happens to them. Baylor beat Kansas, so Kansas is done. Who knows about Baylor? We don't know there. UCF beat West Virginia. UCF a winning season. West Virginia not. USF beat Tulsa. USF is 9-3. Maybe a good bowl game there. Now Miami gets killed by Syracuse. Miami is down, so that means we're going to have a few teams possibly to slide into that slot. UMass beat UConn. UMass is 9-3. Great season there. Illinois is 7-5. Northwestern 5-7 after Illinois wins by 18. Miami of Ohio beat Bowling Green. They both have the same record, but Miami of Ohio is a game better in a conference. Georgia blows out Georgia Tech. We got to see where they end up. Coastal Carolina beat Georgia State. Coastal Carolina, 3 more wins. Tennessee beat Vanderbilt. That was a game where Vanderbilt had a huge lead, and Tennessee came back, won it by a field goal. Let's see what the pollsters think. Wake Forest 55-24. Wake Forest will go 8-4. Wisconsin is 38-27 winners. They're 500. Liberty over Middle Tennessee State by 14. Both teams under 500. Rice a big win over UAB. They're both the same record. Louisiana over Troy. Louisiana, that means two teams that sorry about that. Louisiana double the wins of Troy. Northern Illinois beats Central Michigan. Northern Illinois, a little bit better record. North Texas 62-59 over Wyoming. North Texas a crazy win, but they get a winning record. Marshall beating Old Dominion 52-27 there. Marshall 8-4. Texas San Antonio 49-28 over Army. Army is winless. Texas San Antonio is there. Kentucky blows out Louisville. We don't know. Who knows where the ranking is there? Iowa State over Utah. Both are 500 or above. Iowa State a big win. Disappointment of a season there. Southern Miss all over Southern Alabama in that game. BYU beat Houston. They have a winning record. Virginia beats Virginia Tech. If Virginia Tech would have won that game, it would have been possible that they would have gone all the way up. Who knows? Missouri wins, beats Arkansas. Arkansas is going to be down. We got to see how much. TCU beating Cincinnati there. Toledo beating Akron. North Carolina loses to NC State. They're done. I'm curious to see what the next polls are going to be. Western Kentucky over New Mexico State. Oregon all over Washington. Boise State over Oregon State. Ole Miss over Mississippi State. Ole Miss might be ranked in there again. Florida State 31-24 over Florida. Notre Dame loses by 2. A big one. Arizona State, big win over Arizona. Arizona's done for the playoff. Colorado State a win over Utah State. Stanford, that was in overtime. They scored to go ahead by 8. They hit the 2. So it was 46-38. Then they had a pick 6. They ran it all the way back. San Jose State had a chance to win it, and they couldn't do it. And New Mexico beat Hawaii 31-28. Now what happens is we're going to go to the next thing. We're going to advance the week. So here it is, and now we're going to see the conference title games, but we're all going to see the rankings, and this is going to be big because we're going to see the rankings for the conference title games, the ACC Championship, Pitt and Penn State. Now, Penn State is number 9. Oh, my God. That is humongous. So we're going to see everything like this. First of all, the college football top 25. The playoff rankings look like this. Oregon 1, Alabama 2. LSU is 3. Michigan is 4 after their win. Texas State is 5 after beating both Texas and Texas A&M. Georgia is 6. Texas State is the miracle team, but they earned it. Arkansas is 7 after losing to Missouri. Ohio State is 8. Penn State is 9. Tennessee is 10. Texas A&M is 11. They got themselves in. Clemson is 12. And look, Texas goes all the way down. They go all the way down. They lost, so they go all the way down to 13. Oklahoma is 14. Notre Dame 15. Missouri 16. Rutgers, then Miami all the way down. Baylor, Memphis is in. Kentucky is in. NC State is in. Arizona State is in. Boise State, and then USC. Taking a look at the media poll is a little different. Texas State all the way ranking number 6. And I'm taking a look at that. Penn State has made the biggest jump. They're going to play Pitt in the ACC tournament finals. But we're going to see that Colorado is now being ranked. And now we take a look. Texas State is number 5. Penn State is 9. Georgia is 8. Texas is 12th. You see that there's some stuff. Rutgers moving away up at 10-2. Colorado moving away up. Marshall is 25th. Let's take a look at the scores and schedules. So here in week 16, week 15, no data, so we got to go to the next one. We got to go to the next one, really? So that's it. We have no week 15 games, so we have to go to the week 16. And let's see if anybody moved. So there it is. So we got to go to the week 16. All right. So let's see if they're still in the same results. So here we go. So Oregon, there's a lot of games going on. Texas State and Oklahoma will be big ones, but the college football playoff, you got to take a look. Clemson is down there. Oklahoma, Notre Dame plays Wisconsin. I don't know on that one. Missouri plays LSU. If Missouri wins, they might be in, depending on the top 5. Remember that. Kentucky is against Louisville again. And USC is against Oregon. So now we got to take a look. There's only 2 undefeated teams, Alabama and Michigan. You got to take a look at some of these playoff games. So here it is. First of all, let's take a look at the score and schedules. We're going to take a look. So there's everything. The Oregon and USC, the Pac-12 final, will be there. That's going to be big. Remember, the top 5 go. So I'm taking a look. We have, what if all the upsets happen? Remember the top 5. So if Oregon, LSU, Michigan, Tennessee, and Alabama, well, actually, if Oregon, LSU, Alabama, Texas State, and Michigan, all go 1, 2, Oregon, let's see. Oregon, 1. Oregon is 1. Alabama is 2. LSU is 3. Michigan is 4. Texas State is 5. If they all win, then they're in for the byes and everybody else is scrambling. Teams that can make it in, if Texas State loses, then that means the next highest team is in. Maybe Ohio State. Definitely. If Ohio State loses to Michigan twice, there's problems. Um, Taking a look, you're looking at all these things. Can anybody get in? Well, if all the upsets happen, yeah, it would be a mess. If all the upsets happen, you don't know. Penn State and Pitt will be there. So Missouri at LSU. Missouri looking to try and get in. A win, they might get in. USC and Oregon there. Or Ohio State and Michigan again. That'll be in Arlington, Texas. So Dallas, LSU. And Las Vegas, it'll be USC and Oregon. Game here, it'll be Ohio State and Michigan. And Arlington and Atlanta, Georgia, Tennessee, and Clemson. That'll be a huge game. The winner will be in the playoffs there by far. Utah and Colorado in Boulder, and who knows? Colorado goes 11-2. You just don't know. They're going to be our first game that we're going to look at, the unranked, and then we're going to go all the way down. Remember, it's the top team we're looking at. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the top team is going to go backwards. So it's going to go Utah, Colorado, Louisville, Kentucky. Then it's going to go Wisconsin, Notre Dame. And then it'll be Pitt, Penn State. And then, no, it'll go Tennessee, Clemson, Pitt, Penn State. There we go. So it's championship week here. Wisconsin, Notre Dame. That'll be in South Bend. So Florida, Alabama will be in Tuscaloosa. As Florida is 7-1, Alabama is 8-0. Well, Alabama trying to go there. Oklahoma, it'll be in Miami. Oklahoma and Texas State. Very big there. Pitt, Penn State will be in Giants Stadium, and everybody is going there. That'll be a big one. That'll be a fun one in Louisville. And Kentucky right there will be in Indianapolis, Indiana. So we're going to start on. Remember, it's the ranking of the top team. So Oregon and USC will be at the very end. We'll know the lay of the land by then. USC might get in. You just got to see. I mean, if Ohio State wins, they're probably going to go in. But every other thing, if LSU loses to Missouri, Tennessee and Clemson, maybe another one. But remember, the 5, you got to get 5 winners here. 5 winners from here. The top 5 ranked winners from these games get the automatic bid. So now it is, you get a lot of things happening, teams going up and down. Remember what we have here, and so far in the playoff bracket, this is the way it looks. It looks Oregon 1, Alabama 2, LSU 3, Michigan 4, Texas State hosting Clemson, Ohio State and Penn State, Georgia, Texas A&M as they're stinking in, and Tennessee and Arkansas. But you got to really ask yourself, my God, you got to ask yourself, well, what is going to happen after this? So now you take a look at the bowl projections. Let's see how crazy these are. Kentucky and Florida, a good one. Colorado, Notre Dame. Oh, my, that would be a good one. Pitt and Wisconsin, that'd be a great one. At Fenway Bowl, Utah, Georgia Tech. A good one there. Colorado State and Missouri. Clemson and Texas State in the playoff. The Cure Bowl, NC State, New Mexico. And Penn State, Ohio State. There, oh, wow, yeah, that would be unbelievably good. Ole Miss and Florida State. That'll be in the New Mexico Bowl. Toledo and Western Kentucky. In Las Vegas. First round, Texas A&M, Georgia. We got that. North Carolina, BYU. Should be a good one. Tennessee and Arkansas. Utah State and Miami in the Boise Bowl. Boston College and Purdue. In the Boca Raton. Maryland, why the hell would they get in at 3-9? The Detroit Bowl. Iowa and Hawaii, both loser teams. USF and New Mexico State. Rutgers and Kent. Now it gets kind of weird. Louisville and Cincy. UNLV and Auburn. UNLV is a loser team. Oklahoma and Akron, really? We got to see how it goes out. Illinois and UMass, Indiana and Wyoming. See, we got to see how it goes out. Birmingham Bowl, Air Force, and West Virginia. These are just, honestly, these are just extra games now. Georgia, Southern Nevada, Bowling Green, Syracuse, Virginia, Michigan State. We got to see who does what. I mean, it's whoever gets the top thing. Virginia Tech and Texas, that would be good. Virginia Tech is 9-3. Texas 10-2. They're just looking on the outside. Old Dominion and Kansas State, and Temple. After we go through everything, we'll have a big thing. Heisman finalists. And here we go. Caleb Herring, James Pierce. Here's Abdul Carter, the right end. Michael Williams, left outside linebacker, and Jaden Milroe. So there we go, the award finalists. There you go. We'll go through Caleb Herring and all that. The head coach of the year, Bull, George King's got it of Texas State. Best quarterback. There we go. That's the best quarterback. Best defensive player, both Tennessee. We got to see how they do against Clemson. That'll be big. And there we go. Look at Oklahoma as they have good defensive backs. Jordan James, Donovan Edwards, best running back. There's Jordan James and the best running back. Oregon, Donovan Edwards for Michigan. Josh Williams for LSU. And there you see a lot of really good teams. Best receiver for Baylor, you got it, and Branch for USC. They're taking a look. The Lombardi Award, the lineman of the year, both, it's all Tennessee there. Look at the senior quarterback, Jordan McLeod. We're going to see how good he is against Oklahoma. Defensive ends, you know that. Interior lineman, Georgia is now 6th. So they look like they could go to the playoffs. They're going to be a dangerous team. That's honestly my pick to go all the way if they make it in. Ferguson, the best or Gadsden, the best tight end. The assistant coach, look at Michigan, Texas State. Best linebackers, Michael Williams for Georgia. Best center is Brailsford, Alabama. The Lou Groza, Borregales for Miami. And best punter, and there you see, Boise State, they're 24th. Best returner, Caden Durham for LSU. And here we go. So now we got to take a look. Players of the week. Week 15, there is done. You go to week 14, and Sean Brown, but Nate Johnson for Vanderbilt. Oh my goodness, he was incredibly good. Nate Johnson, but that was Vanderbilt, and that's going to be it there. Now, conference standings. Here we go, looking for toilet bowl teams. Buffalo, maybe. You don't do service academies. Maybe Buffalo, I don't know. So far, they're it. Taking a look there. Central Michigan, I don't know. That's, Big Ten, Old Dominion, maybe, and they might be in a bowl. I'm taking a look. Old Dominion, possibility. Conference USA, taking a look. Monroe, will be a toilet bowl team at 0-12. And Louisiana Monroe, in the MAC, let's take a look. Any toilet bowls? Kennesaw State. Kennesaw State is probably going to be there. So Kennesaw State, And Charlotte, no, they're 2-10. Florida International, maybe Kennesaw State and Florida International. Both 1-11 teams. Remember the old Pac-12? Oh, San Jose State, though, I think they're out of it because of the game they had. SEC-wise, the game they had was incredible. UTEP, maybe. We got to take a look at that. Look at Texas State. Unbelievable. UTEP, maybe. We got to take a look at that. Right down Nevada. We have Monroe versus somebody. I would say Monroe against Kennesaw State, and that's it. I think Monroe will play Kennesaw State for the Toilet Bowl in the snow in Boise. When you take a look at this, I'm honestly going to tell you that, uh, you know, when we look at the games, you just don't know because the top five are going to go. So Utah and Colorado. Now, technically, Colorado can make the playoffs. They got to beat Utah and then hope all the upsets happen. Because if everybody wins, I think Utah is the best. USC, Ohio State, Tennessee, Oklahoma, that's four, and Colorado is the best unranked team. I think of those, the automatic bids. Your name goes into the point for automatic bids. I think Colorado would be the best. Utah, they would win, and if all the others would win, I don't think they have a shot. But I think Colorado does. And Colorado has an offensive game. If they wouldn't have lost to Kansas, they'd be in the mix. Then I think Kentucky, if they shut out Louisville, they'll be in there. My cat Carl is now in. I'm petting my cat Carl, and that'll be it because I'm going to keep Carl in and close the door upstairs. But you take a look, so I'm going to say, Pitt might make it, but they would have to beat Penn State, and I really don't think so. I'm just going to be honest with you. Even if Pitt wins, I don't know. Penn State, eh, eh, Pitt and Penn State. And, I think that's the thing. Penn State, Pitt would win, and the automatic bid, they would have to get a whole bunch of people, as Pitt is going down. Louisville, I mean, they got killed by Kentucky. They would just try and knock Kentucky out. They'd love to do that. I think that's going to be a big deal. You look at Dallas, Las Vegas. Actually, you told Dallas, Las Vegas, Tuscaloosa, East Rutherford, and Indianapolis, Louisville, and Kentucky. That's a great Appalachian place right there. All right, that's going to be it for us today. That's a week in review. After we do the championship games, we'll have all the bowls. We'll do an absolute. We're gonna do a full season in review at the very end after the national championship. Every single team, every single stat. But as we're going through in the weeks and all that stuff, that's going to be it. So that's going to be it for us today. The conference championships start tomorrow. It's going to be Utah and Colorado. Have a great day.